Happy Monday after Thanksgiving break. I know we were all tired after the long Thanksgiving. Sad now that we got to get back into our normal lives, but we're here to recap the Week 12 games. There's a lot of great games, so we're here to recap the games. Should be a fun time. All right, so today is a weird day. Austin texted us earlier today and goes, so, here's the deal. I don't know exactly how he worded this, but I'm just going to go with it. He's like, I have to go to a birthday party? That's what he said?
Sister,
yeah. He has to go to, some party at around 3:30. So we have to record before then, or otherwise I can't do it. And then Debbie,
Debbie, the hardworking man.
No, Debbie has to work, so then we couldn't record. So now we're recording, and it is 5 o'clock, and you're thinking, and you're like, that doesn't add up, because he said he can't. Yes, because we do not have Austin today. We have Sue Ellen.
Howdy. Austin has gone to a better place. That better place being his sister's birthday party.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about saying that, but I was like, that said way too much.
Austin's
Yeah,
thing, so.
I can't say that. That's too.
Yeah, it didn't sound right rolling off the tongue. That's Austin's kind of thing.
Yeah, Sue Ellen knows some football.
I make him very mad, so this will be an interesting episode.
But yeah, he shouldn't be saying anything too stupid. We're literally just recapping the games.
Mm-hmm.
So there should be no steaming hot takes. So we're here to recap the games. So without further ado, let's get into the recap.
The K&A Week Recap.
All right, so the first game we did. So if you did not watch last episode with our first special guest,
His dad.
First of all, you should definitely go back and watch that. That was a great episode.
Absolute banging. I wasn't here, but I was listening to it. Good episode.
Great episode. But if you weren't, first of all, just go listen to that if you haven't. But we recapped all three of the Thanksgiving games on that episode. So if you're looking for those recaps, go back there. But so all these are the games that happened yesterday. There was no bye weeks, so a lot of games to talk about.
Yep.
The first game, very expected, Dolphins and Texans, was literally a massacre.
Yep. And I had the Dolphins defense fantasy, and they had like a fumble recovery for a touchdown, and like kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I was playing against him, so put the nail in the coffin.
But yeah, the score is a lot closer than the game was.
Yeah,
It was 30-0 at halftime.
Dolphins really ran away with it.
Yeah, Tua played for a little bit in the third quarter, but then they pulled him and played the bench for like literally the rest of the game. And when they put in the bench, that's when the Texans started to score. And then literally the announcers are like, they might have to put Tua and the starters back in because the Texans are going to come back and win. But the Texans are still the Texans. They're not going to win.
Yeah.
They're.
If I'm not mistaken, Davis Mills isn't going to play this game.
Yeah, he didn't. He's benched.
Yeah.
Which I don't think he's a bad quarterback.
I think he's just in a bad situation. So, yeah.
Debbie's correcting Sue Ellen with the mic.
My
position.
posture's not good enough. I'm not used to this,
But
I've only been in one episode.
yeah, the really interesting week now for the Texans. As bad as they've played and as bad as they are, they're really going to want this one coming up next week against the Browns and against Watson. It's going to be interesting to see if they play like an actual team or if they keep playing like how they have played. Move your mic. Other way.
This way?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look at me. I'm a podcaster now.
So yeah, this next game, Bengals and Titans.
Mm-hmm.
My dad and I both picked the Titans, and Austin picked the Bengals. We said it could go either way, but we just thought that the Titans were rolling and they got in their passing game going, but the Bengals pulled this one out, 20-16.
The Bengals D-line actually looked good. They stuffed Derrick Henry quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was it? Like, I think I just checked before this. It was like 17 rushes for 38 yards. Not even that great.
Yeah, he did not run the ball very good. He did do a lot of receiving,
Yeah.
which was like,
Yeah,
Not
I think
normal.
I said, what was it? He had like twice as many receiving yards as he did rushing yards, which is crazy because it's Derrick Henry.
mhm.
Should be on off.
Yeah.
And T. Higgins had a good game.
Yeah,
The
T.
Bengals
Higgins.
and-
Jamar Chase did not play.
There?
Oh my goodness. I'm just going to
There?
wait.
You want to come over here and fix it, Debbie? Get over here.
There we go.
Yeah. We're ready to rock and roll. Now it's Debbie. What a great guy.
But yeah,
Anyway, football.
Jamar Chase did not play in this game.
Yeah.
And so T. Higgins really stepped up and looked like a superstar receiver. And really, him and P. Ryan, Samaje P. Ryan.
Yeah, he's crazy.
They put the team on their back and they got the win. So
Because was Joe Mixon hurt? Is that what that was about? Yeah.
they
And
should.
he had a good week last week. He had,
Right.
3 touchdowns?
Yeah. But he should be back next week. Both of them, Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon, should be back next week. They have a really big game against the Chiefs.
Yep.
Which will be
That'll be
interesting to watch.
That'll be a shootout, hopefully.
For sure.
Oh, man. I'll let you talk about this one. You go
Yeah.
crazy.
If we get like a close-up or something. Actually, all right. I'm going to apologize to the viewers of the podcast because week in and week out, you hear Caden, myself, say, I'm done with this team. Let's tank. And then the next week, I'm like, let's win. Let's go win. And then literally last week, I said, let's tank. If we win, we're dumb and we're not going to get a pick. Like, what's the point of trying to win? We go. We won. We dominated. And I'm going to apologize in advance, but you know what's coming.
It's the Broncos.
I don't care. The division is so bad. And
I think the Broncos are better than people are giving them credit for, though. I'm not going to lie.
The Broncos are awful, my God.
Like, they kind of suck, but like...
Sue Ellen.
I don't care. No kidding. Yeah. Like, they've sucked, but I feel like at the same time, they have like such a high ceiling.
Yeah, they do, but they're not
But
good.
yeah, they're not good.
But
the Panthers, on the other hand,
hey,
crazy.
I am back on the Panthers win train. They might.
my
Hey,
God.
I can't root against this team. Shout out to Harold Mansfield. I can't root against my own team. They can lose every game, but I'm not going to root against them and root for them to lose. If you want the quarterback, there's such thing called trading up in the draft for a quarterback. There's such thing as signing Lamar Jackson in free agency. You can get a quarterback without tanking.
Lamar would actually make them crazy.
You don't need to tank. You can still have a winning culture, win games, even squeak into the playoffs with as bad as our division is. So I'm going to be rooting for
the
this
Bucks
team.
too. They're what, one game behind?
Yeah, we'll talk about
that
that
in a little bit.
So I am apologizing to those who listen and hear it every week and are probably rolling their eyes right now.
I want to make a compilation at the end of the season.
Yes.
Of Caden going back and forth. It could just be like a 10-minute video of
Dude, that's
this
actually
team sucks. Oh, next week. This team is so good. We're going to make the playoffs.
that's actually funny that you guys probably
That'd
can
be
make a compliment. Like literally,
That'd be
this
so
game
fire.
started. No, it didn't start. I was at home thinking, I was like there is seriously zero way that I ever can root for this team for the rest of the year. Like I want to tank. There's no way that I would ever get to the point where like, okay, let's win. We have a chance at the division. Halfway through the game yesterday, I'm like, we're winning. That's crazy. We're gonna mess up our draft. And all of a sudden I look and I was like, the Browns are in a close game against the Bucks. And I was like, oh my goodness. And the Falcons are losing. And I was like,
Yeah.
if all of this happens, we can still win the division. And we won. And I'm like, back on the train. I didn't think it was possible, but I'm back on the train.
Yeah, one game out. One game is all it takes.
Crazy how that works.
I mean, crazy how that works. It's probably going to change again next week.
Who do you guys play next week?
Bye.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So it won't change next week.
Oh, man.
Mike
Oh,
White.
man.
Mike White.
Mike White is him. He's so good.
My dad and Austin on Friday or Saturday were making fun of Mike White and saying that he's not good. He's a nobody. They should have stuck with Zach Wilson, or at least not gone with Mike White. And I was like, whoa. Mike White played in the game last year, and he beat the Bengals. And I don't know if you guys remember, but the Bengals, they ended up doing pretty decent. They went to like
They did
the
okay.
Super Bowl, I guess. But
Lost to the Browns twice that year, huh?
whatever. I mean, that always happens. But Mike White dominated in this game. Granted, he's playing the Bears defense, which is literally like the equivalent of a Pee-wee defense. But he still dominated, and they looked great. I think
the Jets' defense.
Exactly. Their
held
defense is so
held
good.
The Bears' offense.
Exactly. I think that this is easily a playoff team with Mike White at quarterback because he's not a great quarterback by any means, but he's a sustainable quarterback that can get them wins and score points, and their defense is just like so great.
And the Jets have like such a young core too. They might be like a threat for a long time.
Yeah, they just need a quarterback. They're similar to a lot of teams that are just a quarterback away.
Yep.
And then the Bears, on the other hand, only have the quarterback, and the rest of their team is just
yeah, that's
awful.
a good point.
But he didn't play in this game because I think if Justin Fields plays in this game, it is
It
a
might
lot
look a lot
closer.
different,
I
yeah.
don't think they still would have won because he just has no help, but it would have been a lot closer.
Yeah.
I do feel bad. shout out Preston Bowman. He has Justin Fields in fantasy, and he was out, so he goes to pick up Trevor Siemian, who was named the starter because Justin Fields was out.
Yeah.
And so so Preston picks him up. He's rolling with Siemian, and then in warm-ups, Siemian goes down with an oblique injury, and they said Siemian is out. He's not playing today. Nathan Peterman is now the starter. So Preston goes, he drops Siemian and picks up Nathan Peterman. 5 minutes.
If you don't know how fantasy works, like once you drop someone, you have to like claim them, so you can't just pick them right back up. Right. So once you drop them, they can't.
So now he has Peterman. Okay, the game starts, and at the first drive, outruns Siemian. And literally everyone's like, what? And they go, he's going to suck it up and play through his oblique injury. So obviously, Preston's quarterback got him 0 points, but
because Peterman didn't play at all, and he wasn't able to pick up Siemian anymore. Really funny.
Bears, please get some help for your quarterbacks. Jets.
Please, I want Justin Fields to succeed so bad.
He will.
I mean, he already is. He's putting this team on his back, but yeah.
Ooh. This game was it's a low-scoring game. It looks like, just basing off the score, that it was kind of a dumb game, but it was a very entertaining game to watch. There was a lot of moving up and down the field, and then just turnovers in the red zone. Mm-hmm. The Falcons and Washington Commanders. The Commanders won 19.
The Washington leaders.
They won 19-13 over the Falcons. It was a really good game, back and forth the whole time. And then Atlanta threw a pick in the red zone with like 20 seconds to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the football team looked nice. Had to carry it on for Austin. I'm sorry. But yeah, Brian Robinson is a young stud. He is very good. He had a touchdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had like
100
rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was his first 100-yard rushing game, and I think, many more to come.
Yeah, and I'm assuming if you're listening to the podcast, you know by now, but he was shot like twice. So, and now he's back.
Yeah, and I think the very funny note about that, if you haven't seen it, I'd really recommend looking it up. But in the post game, I don't know, what's it called? Brian Robinson was wearing a hat that was like 17 times too large. Like, it literally looks like there's zero chance that it would fit on a human's head. Like, it literally makes zero sense. And he's rocking this thing, and it is literally this big.
He looks like a bobblehead. But
it makes no sense how that thing fits on his head.
It looked so dumb.
And they asked him about it. He goes, "My friend owns a big hat company." He goes, "If you want one, hit me up." Like, what?
I should have bought one just like
that. Are we able to pull it up on the screen or not?
Maybe, yeah.
Because
it's so funny.
Oh no, then that's fine. We can just they can just look it up on your own time.
I'm doing it.
Well, I don't want to get kicked off of the live stream. What if people are watching?
It's fine.
It's all right.
That's fine.
Viewers at home, you're about to be blessed. Your eyes are about to be blessed,
dude.
By the majesty.
Like, it literally makes no sense how this thing fits on his head. Because
I genuinely don't know.
It makes no sense.
I might have to buy one and wear it to the podcast. Like, this is kind of fire.
Like, do you see it right now, Debbie?
I'm pulling it up.
It makes no sense. It's literally like, the thing that keeps it on your head is like the circle part of the hat touching your head. But it's like way out here.
Here's what I'm thinking. I think it's like something that's right here, and then like something that connects up top that's like holds it has to be. Like, there is no shot it's anything different, or else that thing would like fall and it would be like over his eyes. Yeah, exactly.
It makes no sense. I don't know. Like, my friend has a big hat company.
It's the most random thing ever, but I love it.
I'd love to get one of those.
Oh man, I wonder how much they are.
Debbie's pulling it up.
Debbie's getting it.
There we go.
Look at that.
If you are on Spotify, if you are on podcast right now, please go to the Instagram. Go to the YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, tell me how that fits on a human's head.
And there's like I don't know if you'll be able to find it on Google, but there's like an image of him like at the actual interview, and I feel like it looked like even bigger than that.
It looks even worse.
Oh, I do have that one too.
You have that one too?
Yeah.
Please pull it up. Oh my goodness, it's so funny.
It makes no sense. But then while you're doing that, we can start talking about the next game. Do we know what the next game is?
Oh,
the Browns game.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, while you're looking that up, we'll talk about this.
Yes.
Browns beating the Bucks 23-17.
Okay.
You can talk about it, because I know this is like
Yeah.
one of the games you actually watch.
Yeah. So, the Browns, it was kind of like close for the first, like, actually it was close the whole time. I don't know what I'm saying. So I think the Browns had the first touchdown. It was a breakaway from what's his name? Was it David Bell?
Schwartz.
Or no, yeah, it was Anthony Schwartz. Yeah,
I know Micah's team better than Micah knows his team.
I can't remember. It was like second play of the game or something like that. Hand off to Anthony Schwartz, had a breakaway for a touchdown, and then it was like kind of back and forth through the whole time. Fourth quarter, we were down 17-10 with like 2 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go, something like that. But we had like all our timeouts, I think, and then Jacoby Brissett just driving. Nick Chubb looked like a beast. I think he had like a 28-yard rush, something like that. And we got the ball on about the 8 or something like that. And then there were a few bad plays, which led to like a 4th and 10 from like the 12, I think.
Sure.
We'll say the 12. David Njoku, the Browns tight end, had one of the greatest catches of this year. And I'd argue that in some years it could be considered the catch of the year. Obviously, if it wasn't for Justin Jefferson's crazy catch, we've already talked about that. It could be one of the best catches of the year. But he made a ridiculous one-hand grab in the back of the end zone to tie it up. Luckily, Cade York hit the extra point. I was kind of nervous.
No, when he was kicking, I was like, dude, he's going to miss
I was like, there's no chance he misses this, right? But yeah, sent it into overtime. Overtime, the Bucs get the ball first. Defense held, went back and forth. Some good defensive stops back and forth. Yeah. And then eventually the Browns got one to go. Nick Chubb ran up the gut. We won it in overtime. We washed Tom Brady, which is still Tom Brady.
There we go. There's Brian Robinson's hat.
Oh my goodness, that is terrible. It's so funny.
Like, you can't tell me that makes any logical sense.
My friend runs a big hat business.
Like, that's...
Oh, it's so
funny.
funny.
It's fashion.
It is. I might need to buy one.
I'm asking for one for Christmas.
Can we get a K&A big hat? Oh. Put it on the merch store.
Hit them up. But yeah,
that'd be so funny.
The Bucs, back to the actual game.
Yeah.
The Bucs look awful. I mean,
yeah, they were really sluggish.
It's really sad that one of the teams from the NFC South, I was telling my dad this earlier, one of the teams from the NFC South is going to have a home playoff game.
Yeah. I mean, no one really deserves it, but...
Nobody deserves it. And especially not this Bucs team. I mean, they're first right now, only by a game. But they are not looking good. I mean...
And the Browns' defense actually looked decent in this game.
But they're not good.
They're not good. The Bucs offense just made them look good.
I mean,
the Bucs...
There was a couple of plays where Mike Evans would just completely cook his guy, and Tom Brady overthrew him by like 10 yards. Like, you're Tom Brady.
Mike Evans is so good. And then Chris Godwin had a very good game.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But Bucs are in trouble. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Good for Caden.
Yeah.
Oh, my. This is a thriller.
This is kind of the start of, like, the rest of the day after this game was just incredible. So this game had a little bit of a delay, so it ended late.
Mm-hmm.
But, not late, but, like,
it was, like later than...
Yeah, it was, like, 5 when
it was, like, after the 4 o'clock games already started
so,
and stuff.
The Ravens, you know, being the choke artists that they are this season, they were up 19-10 entering the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, yep, this is kind of what everyone expected. I mean, Jaguars are just the Jaguars. But then the Ravens are like, oh, hold on. Like, we choke. Come on. You're not giving us enough credit right now.
Yeah, you're not giving us the benefit of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so the Jaguars come, and they're scoring, and they're down 27-20, and they get the ball with not a lot of time left at all. But Trevor Lawrence...
like a minute and a half or something.
Yeah.
It was like...
Trevor Lawrence creates the greatest drive of his career. Literally, like, this is the reason that he was drafted. He was, like, this is why the Ravens drafted him, and he was hyped up to be, like, the best player, like, ever, because of moments like this. And he had the best drive of his career. He made an incredible fourth down throw.
Mm-hmm.
Ravens go down and score with, like, 12...
Jags go down and score.
With, like, 12 seconds left.
So, 27-26.
Yeah. And so, extra point, they'll go to overtime. But Doug Peterson is like...
The mastermind that he is.
Yeah, he's like, let's go for 2. Like, what do we have to lose? We suck. Let's go for 2. And then they're like, okay, yeah. And so they go for 2, and they get it. So they're up by 1, and everyone's like, oh my goodness.
It was another throw from Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, like what a crazy, like, this is literally Trevor Lawrence, like, Heisman moment, you know, like in college. But this is like his, finally, like, welcome to the NFL moment, finally. And then the Ravens go down, and a couple plays, they go 67-yard field goal. Last year, Justin Tucker set the record with a 66-yarder against the Lions. They hit the crossbar and went in. This is a 67-yarder.
Breaking his limits.
For the win. He boots that thing. I thought he drilled it.
It was like online, too.
Oh, it was perfectly down the middle.
Oh,
I thought he drilled that thing with, like, multiple yards to spare.
Yeah. That would have been, like, the craziest kick ever.
It ended up being, like, 10 yards short, but... it would
have been cool.
The fact that everyone had confidence in him to go out and kick that.
Yeah, I know.
That's just the only person to ever be able to do anything close to that.
Nobody else, you would even consider it.
Exactly. 99.99% of the time, you're throwing up a Hail Mary on that play. Mm-hmm. The 0.01% of the time is when you have Justin Tucker as your kicker.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Maybe Trevor Lawrence is finally going to revive his career. Personally, I think it was just a fluke game. I'd love to be wrong. He was hyped up like crazy, but I have to see more than just one game to be like, Trevor Lawrence is finally here. Yeah. This game was
the
epic.
Raiders revitalized.
Hey, maybe they have.
Yeah, they could be.
I mean, everyone at the beginning of the season, or not beginning of the season was like, Raiders are going to be great. And then
they got Devontae. How could they not be like better than last year?
Exactly. Yeah. And then everyone was like, yeah, Raiders are going to be great. And then they just sucked. And everyone's like, oh, they're the best 3-5 or 1-5 team ever. And they kept losing and kept losing. And it's gotten to the point where everyone's like, this Raiders team is awful. They lost to Jeff Saturday in his first game. Like, they are bad. And they went out last week. They beat the Broncos. It's the Broncos. I mean,
yeah.
Take that with a grain of
Panthers, but
Panthers. They beat the Broncos, but the Raiders, like,
they beat
the Broncos. Yeah. But so now they're like, okay, like the Broncos suck, whatever. Raiders still suck. Then they go and they beat the Seahawks, who are a good team.
Yeah, the Seahawks. See, at the beginning of the year, I would have expected this game to be a blowout in favor of the Raiders. Then, if you would have told me last week, I would have told you it's going to be a blowout in favor of the Seahawks. But then it was a good game. Mm-hmm. Did this game go into overtime? I forget. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Josh Jacobs had a breakaway, 86-yard touchdown.
Crazy. He had like 50 fantasy points, something crazy.
He literally had over 300. Yeah, over 300 rushing yards.
Wild.
The Seahawks rushing defense is in trouble because I don't know who they play this week. Probably a trash team. But not next week, like in 2 weeks from now, the Panthers are off their bye and they play them. And Deontay Foreman is going to be
he's actually
pounding the rock the whole game. They're in trouble, and Deontay Foreman is going to have a game. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
For now, maybe the Raiders are back. Maybe this is what we expected them to be.
Or maybe Josh Jacobs is just insane and this was a fluke game. Because Josh Jacobs is so unpredictable.
That's right. And I saw this thing earlier. Oh, I lost it. That sucks. When you see something on Instagram and then like you're just going and then you can't find it anymore, that sucks.
Dang.
So I saw this thing. The amount of free agent running backs in 2023. It's like the most ever. Josh Jacobs.
It's like a bunch of elite levels.
Yeah. It's backs. Josh Jacobs, just a few. Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, whatever you call him.
If you put him on a good team too, he looks way better than Zeke. Yeah. I mean, everyone knows that by now.
Yeah. David Montgomery. Mm-hmm. Who else am I mean, those are just some of them. Like all these people have come completely balling this year. And now they're trying to get a new contract. They're going to go. I mean, it's going to be crazy. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we get there too in the offseason. But yeah, Raiders maybe have hit their stride. And then this was another great game.
You can talk about this one. Caden's a big Justin Herbert guy, if you haven't been able to tell.
Shout out Harold Mansfield, future Hall of Famer, Justin Herbert. And
top 20 of all time.
Yeah. So the Cardinals were kind of rolling in the beginning of this game. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, man, like what is going on with the Chargers? Like they have injuries. That's exactly what they got going on. I can tell you that right now. But they were struggling. And then they again amount a crazy comeback. They're down by 24-17. Mm-hmm. And it's like, all right, Herbert gets the ball back, and you're like, all right, Herbert, this is your moment. Like, show him that you're a beast, because he is. And so he goes, drives them down the field, they score. And then Brandon Staley, the Chargers head coach, he's like, all right, let's just go kick the extra point. And then he gets a call from the GM, and they're like, hey, did you see the end of the Jaguars game? And he's like, no. He goes, the Jaguars went for 2, and they won. And he's like, oh, that's cool. Let's go for 2 then. And so they went for 2, and they got it. And then the defense held. Chargers win.
I forget. Did Kyler Murray play in this game?
Mm-hmm.
He did.
But
first game back.
He's now 0-3 or 0-4 since Call of Duty's been released.
Yep.
Like, it is actually very sad.
At the beginning of the season, it was like a meme and stuff, and everyone was like messing around about it. But I'm starting to genuinely believe that like it actually has an effect. It's legitimately.
It's just like
I mean,
the prime
he didn't play
time.
terrible.
He didn't. But and it's also, ironically, after Call of Duty comes out, Kyler Murray gets hurt for 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. That's like, oh, mom, I'm gonna be sick. The new Fortnite season came out.
Exactly.
Back in like 7th grade.
Yeah, like it's stupid how dumb some things can be. Like, exactly, Kyler Murray in video games, and then the Vikings and primetime games.
Yeah,
like it's so weird.
I know they're memes, but like,
yeah, they're memes, but they actually like are legit things.
They're all true. Yeah.
Cousin has broke.
Yeah, he did. He did play.
Kirk Cousins broke the primetime curse.
Kirk Cousins did play amazing last Thursday, but Kyler Murray memes will keep going because
that man his grills. Did you see that about how he said he wanted to get grills too?
Yeah, Kirk Cousins, literally like the whitest.
Kirk Thuggins.
Literally, Kirk Thuggins.
He's asking about. He's gonna call up his dentist to see how much it would cost to get grills.
Oh my god.
If Kirk Cousins shows up to the game next week in grills,
oh my, it would be so funny.
Memes galore. I'm gonna make memes about that.
You should.
About Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
Yeah. If he does that.
I love that man.
There's zero chance. Come on, bro. But yeah.
Oh my.
Now, the last like 3 or 4 games that we've talked about have been great games. And this game was not.
Yeah, it's a snoozer. Snooze fest.
Do you want to talk about it? I mean,
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
I mean, neither did I. I was with you for some
yeah, we
of it,
were at Thanksgiving party.
I mean, from what I can tell, I watched the first half and then I had to go to Friendsgiving. But Saints suck. And I love it.
Yeah, let's be honest. I mean, Jameis Winston is amazing. But when Andy Dalton's playing, they're not that good. That's one of the takes that makes Keaton really mad. At the beginning of the year, I was talking about, I thought Jameis Winston was going to be good because he had...
No, he said he's going to be an MVP.
I never said MVP.
Yes,
There's
you
no
did.
shot.
Yes, you did.
Okay, well, that was stupid if I actually said that. But I thought he was going to be good this year. So I drafted him in fantasy.
And he hasn't played since like week 2.
Yeah.
But
I have Andy Dalton. But that doesn't make much of a difference because they'll both score 0.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the Saints defense played really well. I mean, the 49ers offense is really good, and holding them to 13 points is really good. But their offense is like pathetic. Scores 0 points.
Yeah. Pretty sad.
And the Saints have nothing going for them because they don't have a first-round pick, don't have a quarterback. They have negative $100 million in cap space. Like, they're just
good. Have Chris Olave, and that's it.
Right. They have Chris Olave, and they got Kamara, who's going to be in jail next year. So
basically,
literally, they have nothing. Like,
except for Chris
good
Olave.
job, Saints fans. You guys are screwed, and I love it. Who they or who dat? That's what they're.
Who dat?
Yeah.
Yep.
We have another game. Oh yeah, there we go. The Rams and the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
We thought this was going to be a massacre, and it. I mean,
it wasn't really a massacre.
It wasn't a close game, but it wasn't a massacre like everyone was expecting. I mean, it was 26-10. Bryce Perkins, I think that's his first name. Yeah. He was the quarterback for the Rams, and he's a nobody. There's a reason that he's a backup.
Yeah, he just looked mid.
Yeah, he wasn't awful, but like
he did. Backup quarterbacks do backup things.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Ask Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby
Brissett's been kind of nice though, except for those red zone picks at the end of games. But
I mean, the Chiefs are unstoppable. They did, like, literally 10 minutes ago, they just went out and signed Melvin Gordon.
No way. I didn't even hear about that.
So now they're just going to be even better.
Yep.
I mean, this team is unstoppable. I don't see a way that someone's going to beat them playoff time.
Yeah.
I mean, anything can happen. Injuries can happen. But the Rams, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, their team is pretty much the same as it was last season. If not, you could argue it got better with Bobby Wagner Allen Robinson, Bobby Wagner. I mean, Matthew Stafford has been dinged up this season, but yeah.
Hayden, I have a question for you. So, who do you see being the top 4 teams?
Top 4 teams.
Like top 4 teams in the whole league.
You mean like
at the end,
you mean like 2 in the NFC, 2 in the AFC, like that?
No, like the end 4 teams.
Like the final 4 teams in the okay.
Yeah.
So for the AFC, I'm gonna say
it's gotta be Chiefs.
I'm gonna say Chiefs and Bills.
Could be Chargers. Oh yeah, definitely Bills.
I would love to say Chargers.
That would be
but
so cool.
They're too hurt.
Yeah.
They're too
Yeah, they're
injured.
dinged up. Yep. Chiefs
Don't
and Bills.
hate on the Chargers, but
That's
I'm gonna say
respect.
Chiefs, Bills.
Not number 4.
Who?
The Chargers.
Yeah, I didn't say Chargers. I said Chiefs,
Yeah, I
Bills.
know, I said
Oh
that.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
for the NFC, I would probably just say
Carolina Panthers. No, I'm just kidding.
no. Yeah. Panthers and Lions.
Good thinking.
No,
Book it.
I'm gonna say Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a safe bet.
Safe bet.
It could be. I mean,
I wouldn't-
it could be Seahawks.
No, it's not gonna be the Seahawks. Seahawks are
Yeah.
falling off. I would
Yeah,
say
they are falling off.
I would say the Eagles. I would say Dallas or the
Ooh.
Niners. But the only
Who
thing
do you
Dallas
think
is looking real
in the
nice.
Super Bowl,
Yeah.
I have the Chiefs and the Eagles.
Yeah.
And I think the Chiefs would win. That's my Week 12, November 28th pick.
That'll be interesting.
I mean,
Yeah,
we'll
I
obviously
agree
once,
with you on that
once the
Final
playoffs
Four.
get here, I'm
That
sure
Final
we'll
Four
like
is
go
pretty
through the
accurate.
whole playoffs
Yeah.
and decide. But at this moment in time, that's what I see.
I think the Cowboys are looking really nice.
Cowboys
they're
are looking
trending
very
up,
good.
and
Yeah.
like, obviously their defense.
But it's
is
the Cowboys. They're gonna
incredible.
find a way to choke.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
But yeah, this game was kind of expected. I mean, kind of just everyone saw this one coming.
is that the last game?
Nope, this one is. This
Oh,
game
yeah.
was a very fun game to watch.
Yep, because we actually watched this one.
Yeah,
at
we were.
Thanksgiving
Yeah, we
party.
were at the Friendsgiving.
Because we were in a really close fantasy football game. I had Miles Sanders. He had Aaron Jones. And obviously, if you didn't know, Miles Sanders is the running back for the Eagles, and Aaron Jones is the running back for the Packers half the time.
So it was a very high scoring game, as you could tell. Eagles won 40-33. They played great. They ran for over 300 yards as a team, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Packers have a good defense, but I mean,
And Jordan Love.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers left this game in the
With an
third
injury.
quarter with a rib injury, quote unquote. Personally,
Shout out Harold.
no, personally, no, this is legit. I don't see a way that Aaron Rodgers is legit injured. If you have a rib injury, running would be the worst pain possible. And he jogged
Yeah.
off the field.
Yeah, he did.
He
jog off the field.
completely quit on his team. Rib injury, my butt. Dude,
Yeah, that's true. That could just be a way to cover up.
because
Like, he just left.
He
left the
literally,
team.
he goes, "Oh, I had a rib injury. Oh, and so you jog off the field. That would be the worst pain
Yeah, that would
imaginable
hurt so
to
bad.
run. There's
You would
no
need,
way.
like,
He completely quit on his
heart.
team. He's done. Aaron Rodgers, you were good for a while. You were a fraud. Literally, I'm sorry. I'm done with Aaron Rodgers. He's so... I can't.
And
He's not.
But Jordan Love.
Yes, Jordan
looked
Love came in
amazing.
and balled.
And Jordan Love Christian Watson connection was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like they actually got a bright future.
Yeah, I was literally on the way, because I drove my dad here last Saturday, and on the way home, I said to him, I was like, man, like, you got to feel bad for Jordan Love. I mean, he was
Yeah.
drafted in the first round, and now his rookie contract is literally going to end soon, and he's
not
never
gonna get
played.
paid.
Like, it's awful.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that for a second, and literally, ironically, he ends up playing this week, and here's the Aaron Rodgers quote unquote rib injury.
yeah.
If it's gonna, like,
It's gonna load. Donate to the podcast so we can buy like a high end PC.
For real.
No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, last week Arsa exploded.
Okay. Who was it?
Yeah, so I mean, he literally just made a throw, and then where's he at?
There's Christian Watson.
There's a flag. He just got hit, and it didn't look bad.
it was
the
not a hard hit.
Point being is he
It was
ran
not a
off,
hard
he
hit.
ran off the field.
And then he cited a rib injury. Come on,
He's
man.
just sitting back there. He's like, yeah, you can pause it for a second. So he got hit, quote unquote. He did get hit, but he was he was like kneeling on the ground, and he was like holding his ribs. I'm sure that whole time he's thinking, I just want to leave. Like, I'm done. I hate this team. I'm Aaron Rodgers.
I hate this team. I'm Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'm Aaron Rodgers. I'm done. And so he left. He ran off the field, and then that's Christian Watson.
That looks like more of like a neck injury.
No, that was Aaron. That's not Aaron. That's not
was
Aaron Rodgers.
That's Christian
Yeah.
Watson.
I don't think it shows Aaron Rodgers.
They should.
Eh.
If he walks off the field.
Oh, he
yeah.
ended up finishing that drive, which is the point being.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
If you have a rib injury, why are you gonna finish the drive?
I mean, when Herbert had a rib injury, he couldn't. He literally went to.
Rib injury is a very serious.
Is it going to
thing.
show him jogging off the field?
Maybe. Oh, maybe not.
I don't know.
Oh,
He's holding his
my
ribs.
guys, my ribs. Like, I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers. You're a fraud. At this point in time, I
Honestly.
Jordan Love is the future. He ended up balling.
Yeah.
Start Jordan Love.
I dropped him in Dynasty Fantasy Football about 3 weeks ago just because I needed space on my team.
Yeah.
But
the Eagles,
I'm regretting it because he looks nice.
Right. And the Eagles are a great team. They ran the ball like crazy.
Yeah.
They're 10-1 for a reason. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there's a game. Yeah, the game tonight is Steelers and Colts.
Colts, yeah.
Should be a good game. Two bad teams. What?
Yeah.
What were you saying, Debbie? Oh.
Two terrible offenses.
I think it's going to be high scoring. Not high scoring. I think it's going to be mid scoring.
Yeah. I think me and Debbie were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I said like 14-10, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be high scoring than that, but who knows? Jeff Saturday,
Jonathan Taylor's back, though.
He is.
He looks pretty good.
He's playing really good now. I'm interested to see how Jeff Saturday does. He looks like a boss. Yeah, should be a good game.
I'm a Jeff Saturday believer.
Do we have... Yeah, me too. I hope Austin has to pay for dinner. Do we have our stats pulled up from... Cool. All right, so...
Good thing I'm not Austin right now. I ain't sitting in a Waffle House.
So... Oh, we should have calculated my dad's picks.
Oh, we should have.
I didn't even think about that.
He probably is better than Austin.
We could post them on Instagram.
That's right. We'll do that.
Go follow the Instagram right now. If you're not following already, go follow on Instagram. KA_football. We got some nice Instagram reels going up. Debbie does a very good job with those.
Yeah.
And we'll also post Mr. Summers, his picks.
Yeah. So I am at 103. I cracked the 103, the 100 mark. Let's go.
Yes.
Austin, still trying to get to 90. You'll get there, buddy. If you're watching at home, you will get there. I believe in you.
Yeah.
But I'm at 58%.
He's just kidding.
Oh, I thought he said... No, I'm not kidding. He's trash.
He's just kidding. You're not going to get there. You're not getting any more right the whole rest of the season.
So yeah, I'm at 58% accuracy. He's at 49. Again, you're almost at 50%.
And I feel like these picks I feel like the picks show like just how crazy the season's been. I mean, because Austin's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except for this isn't showing it, but Austin's a smart guy. But this season's just been crazy.
It has been. It's been a good season.
Well,
this is why the NFL is just so much better than the NBA. Do you agree?
Ooh.
You agree?
I do not agree. But I'm not gonna start. I'm gonna start Debbie and Sue Ellen basketball. It's gonna be a great podcast.
I don't know anything about basketball.
Well, I'll educate you. I'll sit there and talk your ear off, and then you'll just like make comments every once in a while.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, do you have anything you want to say? This is your podcast airtime.
It is my podcast airtime. I don't really got much to say. I mean,
Michael,
it's kind of chill being over here in the seat. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you'll probably be on in another like 20 something episodes. So
yeah, maybe.
Anything you want to say for the time being?
Shout out to Mom. I told her to watch this episode, so hopefully she's watching. if you are watching, Mom, I had to go eat some spaghetti in a little bit. Well, I was making spaghetti, so yeah.
So yeah, thank you for listening to this episode of the K&A Football Podcast. It was a little different, no Austin, but me and Sue Ellen made it work. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching this episode of K&A Football. You can listen to our podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and we're also active on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts.
If you made it this far in the video, thank you. You're a real one. We'll see you next time.